Hello everyone, welcome to Plutus IS. Today we are going to talk about one of the again very important topic, which is your in the human physiology, human ear, right? So human ear is just mentioned in the your UPSC geology optional syllabus, but the question has been came like from its various parts. Okay, so today we are going to cover that part one of that, and in that second part we are going to cover that mechanism. Okay, today we are going to talk about the anatomy or the structure of the human ear. Okay, so as of course most of the time we always do that, most of the time we do, sorry, that first we talk about the basic thing, then we also differentiate that what to write in the introduction, body and the conclusion, because that's how you write the perfect answer. Completing of the syllabus is not the only important thing that you need to do, but also you need to know how to write the answer. Okay, because this is UPSC, not something, UPSC is taking the test not about only your knowledge but also about your management and your skill of the answer writing, structure of the answer. Okay, so about the human ear, structure of the human ear is simple. Actually, the structure of the human ear is divided into mainly three parts, right? The outer one, the middle one, and the inner one, right? So inner one में आपका, of course, so many things also. So when we talk about that physiology or mechanism of the human ear, then we're going to talk about every single mechanism. Okay, today we only talk about the anatomy. So do not think like this is not the complete thing we are going to talk, right? Fine. So the human ear is divided mainly into three: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear acts as a funnel, right? So what is the outer ear? This is the outer ear. So this is a kind of funnel, okay, to collect and direct sound wave. That means so many sound wave which is coming. So what is your doing ear pinna? It is collecting the sound from all of the external environment to a particular point, that is called ear hole, to enter into that particular sound wave, enter into that your in middle and the inner ear, and creating the kind of response against that sound stimuli, right? So first, in the structure of the outer ear or the external ear, the outer ear acts as a funnel to collect and direct the sound wave. First one is pinna, also known as auricle. The visible cartilaginous part, that one is outer, which we can see. Of course, it has the significance in the balance mechanism also, but that we're going to talk about the later, as we have done in the eye. So in the eye, the same structure, same way we have described about the eye. So first, in the first video, we have talked about the anatomy, then we talk about the physiology, and in the second lecture we have talked about that other function. Like if you see the PYQ, you will see the question that what are the functions of the eye. So except the vision, there are other function you have to have mentioned in your 10 marker question, of course, and the 15 marker question. This question has already been came, and I gave the references with that showing that 2018 and 21 paper of your PYQs, zoology optional, right? IS even abhi we are not talking about IFS. If I'll give in one of the lecture, I'll give simply the physiology ke whatever the question came from your IS UPSC PYQs mein in UPSC IS and IFS both. Okay, 3 to 4 years, maybe 5 years, maybe like that. So the outer ear acts as a funnel to collect the direct sound wave. Pinna, the visible cartilaginous part of the ear, its unique ridges help localize the source of the sound. Then external auditory canal, that is a tube, approx auditory canal. Canal is something like tube-like structure. So first this is a pinna, and second the hole, which is known as a canal. The tube approximately 2.5 centimeter long, lined with the skin, hairs, and the ceruminous gland, which is secreting a wax-like substance, right? Because of that is this gland, this hairs is inhibiting then external particles, है ना, which should not go into that, which need not to go into the in ear. Okay, that produces, of course, so this gland produces the ear wax, that is cerumen, to protect the ear from dust and insects, of course, that are external particles. Then the tympanic membrane, that is called eardrum. Yes, eardrum is also included in that. A thin semi-transparent cone shaped membrane that vibrates, है ना, just like जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं that कान का पर्दा, sometimes we say that, right? It's not into that deep, that's why it is including into that outer ear. Somewhere you maybe have seen that it is included in the middle ear, but that's how we differentiate it. Okay, from a such references book. Vibrates when struck by the sound wave. It marks the boundary between the outer and the middle ear. That's why we have mentioned it into that outer ear, because this is a kind of membrane which separating that outer ear and the mechanism of the middle ear further. Okay, so that is a tympanic membrane. Then the middle ear, and that is an air-filled cavity within the temporal bone, and that amplify the sound. From the medulla, exact mechanism, or better say the philosophy of the human ear starts. Okay. Then we talk about in the middle ear, there's mainly two things, that is the ossicles and eustachian tubes, right? In the ossicles, that is the three tiny bones that form the chain. What are the names of that tiny bones? Most we have, of course, if you are taking the geology option, we must have listened that particular bones from very initially, like from very in like graduation starting, or maybe 12th also. So three bones are the malleus, incus, and stapes, right? Malleus में क्या है? That is your hammer attached to the eardrum. Just we have talked about the tympanic membrane. Then your incus, also known as anvil, connects the malleus to the stapes, and then stapes, that is the stirrup, the smallest bone in the body. Of course, this is something we already know. Wait a minute. Okay. So here this is the smallest bone in the body. It fits into the oval window of the inner ear. Of course, I'll show this further. Then the eustachian tubes connect the middle ear to the throat, that is the pharynx. So we know that whenever we have covered about the digestive system of, or if you have not here, then of course in the class, so that is your pharynx region. The pharynx region has mainly three parts: the oropharynx, the nasopharynx, and the pharynx, right? So that is your pharynx region is connected with the nasal, with the ear, and of course with the mouth, right? So sometimes we maybe felt that sometimes we are just trying to delegate. That means it is also feeling that some is a problem in that ear. Sometimes then when the water gets something in that, like, or maybe like your ENT, that's why this the pharynx region is connected with there. That's why we know that ENT doctors, है ना, ear, nose, and throat. So that is all the connected region. That is you called the eustachian tubes connects the middle ear to the throat. That is the pharynx. It equalizes the air pressure on both sides of the eardrum, which is essential. What is the need to connect everything? Because it is essential for the proper vibration. Okay. Then we talk about the inner ear or the labyrinth, the complex system of fluid filled stage. In the inner ear, we are considering that cochlea and the vestibule or the semicircular canal. Cochlea में क्या है? A snail shaped bony structure responsible for hearing. Okay. It contains the organ of Corti. Remember that organ of Corti in the cochlea, which houses thousands of sensory hair cells. Okay, so in the cochlea there is a hair cell. The significance of the hair cell we'll see in that physiology of the ear. It actually creates a different level of sound vibration. Okay, then the vestibule or the semicircular canal. This structure contains fluid and the sensors that detect head position and movement and providing the sense of balance. Okay, so if you see, this is the structure. Okay, so if you see, this is the structure, that is the external proportion, है ना? This is a little bit more elaborated. That is the sclera, that is the antegenal locule, intergenal notch, external auditory canal, Helios aris tragus, and this is a complete you. So in that, so whenever this kind of question will come, you can form this kind of structure also. So I think today we are going to, and this is a complete structure of the inner ear. Okay, so from here, if we start from here, this is what we can see. This is here, यहाँ पे, this is your outer ear or the pinna wala region, right? So that is your external auditory canal. That's a sound wave. That's a tympanic membrane. We have just covered that tympanic membrane, right? Then here tympanic membrane is a between that outer ear and the middle ear, है ना? Then here start with the middle membrane. Middle membrane में क्या है? Malleus. This is the malleus one. Okay, if you guys can see, this is the structure of the malleus. This is the incus. Okay, and that is the stapes. That is the shortest bone of all over your body. That's how the middle ear ends and starts with that. And यहाँ से आपका क्या होता है? Inner ear start होता है, ठीक है? That is your oval window. Oval window, of course, we are going to talk about that mechanism. You'll get to see it. This is the oval window. Then this is a scala vestibuli. We have mentioned that ना, scala vestibuli, right? Scala vestibuli. यहाँ पे फिर आपका, of course, liquid and fluid has been filled. That's a round window. Perilymph, scala tympani, spiral organ, cochlear duct. This is a spiral organ. Okay, then this is eighth nerve system. This is your complete structure of ears. In this, I have tried to explain in a very short way. Of course, it can be the more elaborative one. Okay, then again, if we talk about the mechanism of hearing. Wait a minute. Okay, so first of all, here we will see the mechanism of hearing in a very short way or in a very cruxed way, so that you will get to know that. Of course, then I'll explain it, don't worry. So mechanism of hearing क्या होता है? Sound generation, of course, which is collected through your funnel shaped structure, that is your pinna. So first of all thing is sound generation. Then pinna captures the sound wave. The first one sound generation. Then pinna captures the sound wave of funnels, and then into that auditory canal, right? Then vibration of the tympanic membrane or eardrum. That's a particular kind of sound creates. And then vibration of the middle ear bones. That is your malleus, incus, and stapes. Then vibration in the cochlear duct, that we have entered the inner ear through the fluid movement within the cochlea. Okay, then we talk about the vibration of the basilar membrane, then bending of hair, then the bending of hair of inner receptor hair cells of organ of Corti. We have just seen the organ of Corti, that is having the fine folds, that is stereocilia, which receives stimuli. Of course, we'll elaborate one by one process, don't worry about that. Here I'm just trying to explain in a very convex way. Okay, stereocilia, which receives the stimuli, last vibration into endolymph, that graded potential changes in receptor cells, which passes action potential, that is your impulse, into the bipolar nerve system, then further passes to the auditory nerve, that is a cochlea nerve, and which reaches to the auditory area of the cerebral and the temporal lobe of the brain for sound perception of recognition. Like suppose that not suppose that, of course, when we talk about that hearing mechanism, or the mechanism of, or the philosophy of the physiology of the hearing, then it is not only about that ear, it is also about that nerve system. Corrected brain system is actually helping in that hearing mechanism. Okay, so start of the hearing, today I'm trying to cover that portion. So in that mechanism of hearing, this is a threefold process. Yeah, this is a threefold process. The complex mechanism of hearing can be broadly divided into three principal stages. The one is a mechanical conduction of sound, that is a conduction apparatus, which will be involved initial staging, that is the collection and transmission of sound waves, okay, through the external and the middle ear. Then transduction of the mechanical energy to the electrical impulses, that is sensory system of cochlea, है ना. Whatever the sound, suppose that if I'm creating now, if I'm talking in a low pitch, if I'm talking at a high pitch, है ना, with that kind of, so that will create different level of vibration in your tympanic membrane, as whatever the vibration is receiving by your tympanic membrane, that is particularly sending to the further inner ear or the cochlea, and something like, which is creating that level of vibration and changes in the lymph, in the fluid filled in that your perilymph or the endolymph structure, है ना. So majorly here we're talking about that receiving perceptivity of your endolymph, or sorry, of your tympanic membrane. Okay, so here we can then your conduction of electrical impulses to the brain. Second में आपको क्या था? Transduction of this mechanical energy, that means your sound vibration to the electrical impulse, that is the sensory system, to the cochlea. What happens here? Here the mechanical vibration are converted into the electrical signals by the specialized hair cells. We have talked about in that inner ear, okay, within the cochlea. Okay, that cochlea is containing that hair cells, which is creating the different, which is having the receiving function. Conduction of then when it is converting into electrical signal, then is electrical signal sending to the brain for the nerve impulse. When you talk about that nerve mechanism, that is your neural pathway. Finally, these electrical impulses travel along the specific neural pathway to the auditory center in the brain for the interpretation. Okay, now we're going to talk about the first thing, that is a mechanical conduction of sound, that is your conduction apparatus. Okay, this phase ensures the sound energy efficiently reaches the inner ear despite changes in the transmitting medium. Fine. What is the role of the external ear in mechanical conduction? The external ear, comprising the pinna and the external auditory meatus, plays a vital role in capturing and directing the sound. Pinna क्या function है? The visible cartilaginous part of the ear है. Okay, so here in that structure way, so when we have talked about that structure, if you think that is not enough explanation, so here we have done the properly explanation of every structure of that anatomy. Okay, so cartilaginous part of the ear plays a crucial role in localizing the sound, particularly in the vertical plane. It effectively captures sound waves and funnels them into the external auditory means. Therefore, its unique shape contributes our ability to discern the direction of the sound source. Okay, pinna ho gaya. Then we talk about the external auditory meters, that is called as the ear canal. External auditory meters and also called as the ear canal, that is the where the sound actually travels, that is a pathway only. Okay, the canal efficiently conducts sound waves to the tympanic membrane. Moreover, it acts as a resonating tube. है ना, resonance we must have covered over the when we have covered the sound waves. So we talk about the resonance, amplifying sound frequency, because up till here, up till your pinna, or also in the pinna, the sound wave is just a spread as it enters, or pinna is acting like a funnel. So whatever the sound wave is collecting into that tube, abhi tak kya tha, it was spread, abhi that is constructed into the tube. So that's how it creating or amplifying the sound wave, right? That is the function of the auditory meters. Okay, so moreover, it acts as a resonating tube, amplifying the sound frequencies between 2000 Hz to the 5000 Hz, which are particularly important for the speech perception. Then the tympanic membrane, that is of course the eardrum, essential component, function as a sensitive pressure receiver, converting airborne sound waves into the mechanical vibration. So whatever we have, okay, so when we talk about the sound in your science chapter, when we talk about the sound wave, so we talk about so many things, that is your we talk about that frequency, we talk about the wavelength, we talk about that so many things of the sound wave character. Okay, so here that is we're talking about converting airborne sound wave to mechanical vibration. That means उसका जो sound का wave है, mechanical मतलब something is creating in the form of the vibration. It also acts as a resonator and critically dampens the vibration, thus ensuring the efficient sound processing and preventing excessive movement that could distort the signal. जितना required है उतना. That is why when suppose that your ear pinna is receiving so much high signal, so it has a high tendency when you go into that very loud music or maybe very loud sound areas, your ear pains, your ear hurts, because this is everything is managing by your tympanic membrane, है ना? Tympanic membrane function is like it should not get transfer the very high frequency or very high sound wave, something like that. Okay, not frequency. Role of the middle ear in the mechanical conduction. The middle ear is small air-filled cavity, performs 4 critical functions that significantly enhancing the hearing. This mechanism overcome the impedance mismatch between air and the inner ear fluids. First is one your impedance matching mechanism, that is your transformer action. Okay, the acoustic impedance, that is the resistance to sound propagation of the inner ear fluid, perilymph or endolymph are the fluid of the inner ear, is significantly higher than that of the air in the middle ear. Consequently, if sound directly struck the oval window in that inner ear from the air, where we have seen that oval window, this is your oval window, right? अगर क्या होता है, sound will directly affect that oval window. From there, approximately 99% of the sound energy would reflect away from that liquid surface, resulting in a profound hearing loss of about 30 dB. Okay, the solution overcome this substantial energy loss. The tympanic membrane and the ear ossicle, that is your bones, collaborate. They effectively convert sound from a even low force, that is called that is one of the function of amplification, है ना, to the high amplitude vibration in the air to high force and low amplitude vibration suitable for the fluid filled inner ear. This crucial function is also known as the impedance matching mechanism or the transformer action performed by your middle ear. Middle ear में आपका tympanic membrane and that bones, ossicles, malleus incus and stapes, whatever the function is required. How does it accomplish? The mechanism क्या है? Lever action of ossicles, hydraulic action of tympanic membrane, ये important है थोड़ा सा. Of course, important ये भी है. The surface area of the tympanic membrane is much larger than the surface area of the stapes footplate. We can see here, tympanic membrane का जो structure है वो काफी ज़्यादा है. Sorry. The surface area of tympanic membrane is very high compared to your ossicles. That is something has been mentioned. ठीक है? So while the anatomical ratio is very high, the effective vibratory area of the tympanic membrane is only about the 2/3 of the total surface of area. The significant size difference concentrate the force produced by the sound. Of course, sound is a wave. Wave is a form of energy over a much smaller area, therefore amplifying the pressure exerted on the oval window by approximately 17 times. Combined amplification करता है. फिर curved tympanic membrane effect क्या होता है? The conical, a little bit curved shape है इसका. The conical shape and the elasticity of the tympanic membrane also contribute the small amount of leverage. Movements are more pronounced at the periphery than at the center. जहाँ पे ज्यादा मूवमेंट होती है आपकी पेरीफेरी पे, बिकॉज यहाँ पे आपकी साउंड स्ट्रक कर रही है. Where the malleus handles attaches, further enhancing the force transmission. The second is your attenuation reflex. Attenuation reflex आपका क्या होता है? Acoustic reflex. इसमें क्या होता है? The vital protective reflex that safeguard the inner ear from the damage caused by the excessive loud sounds. Okay, how this function mechanism: when exposed to the loud sound, typically 70 to 80 decibels, okay, above the hearing threshold, two tiny muscles within the middle ear contract reflexively as you will hear the very loud sound. Your muscles of the middle membrane just contract reflex mein, hai na? So that it will not receive that much higher sound. That is the thing. The tensor tympani muscles pulls the malleus inwards, tightening the tympanic. Suppose that if you'll expand something, that means you are receiving more. If you contract something, that you are receiving less. That is something. Okay. Simultaneously, the stapedius muscles pulls the stapes outwards, restricting the movement of the oval window. This combined action makes the ossicular chain more rigid and significantly reduces the transmission of intense sound energy to the inner ear. Interestingly, this reflexes also play a major role in the opening of eustachian tube. Last क्या आपका phase difference between cochlear windows. Oh, this is the last. Yeah, there's one more only. The principle, the fluid within the inner ear, that is your perilymph and endolymph, are largely incompressible for fluid movement. बहुत मतलब ज़्यादा you cannot compress it, that is incompressible, right? For fluid movement and subsequent hearing to occur, there must be the pressure differential across the cochlea. This is achieved because the round window vibrates in the opposite face to the oval window. Where is the round window? This is your oval window. Wait a minute, I will show you. This is your oval window, right? And this is your round window. So round window or oval window mein there is a difference, that is it has been mentioned, because the round window vibrates in the opposite face of the oval window. Okay, mechanism mein kya aata hai isme? When the stapes foot plate pushes, stapes आपका last malleus इनका stapes last portion of your middle ear, when the stapes foot plate pushes inwards on the oval window, है ना, creating a wave of compression in the perilymph of the scala vestibuli of the round window, simultaneously bulged outward because they are moving in that opposite direction. Conversely, when the stapes pull outward, the round window moves inward. If sound wave were to strike both the oval and the round window simultaneously in the same phase, they would cancel each other, resulting in no perilymph movement and consequently no hearing. That is one of the things, that between that two sound, there must be the difference of 0.1 second, isn't it? That is one of the concept, because the movement of that your round window and oval window should not be in that simultaneous manner. If they are moving in the simultaneous manner, that means with a very less difference, then it will not even create the difference, and there will be the cancelling of each other and no sound will produce, no sound mechanism will be hearing. Okay, next, contribution to the hearing. This critical phase differential between the windows contribute approximately 4 dB to the sound transmission, and this is account separation of the attribute. Okay, नेचुरल रेजोनेंस क्या है? उसमें क्या होता है कॉन्सेप्ट, एक्सटर्नल एंड द मिडल ईयर ओइंग टू देयर inherent anatomical and physiological properties, है ना, preferentially transmit certain frequency of sound to the inner ear. Of course, we have talked about it. This phenomenon is known as natural resonance. Depending, अगर बहुत slow है, so tympanic membrane will do, tympanic membrane will it vibrate, amplified. If it is a very high, then it will just contract, है ना, so receive much less sound, and to not destroy that higher sound level, so that it may destroy the inner ear. That's how the internal mechanism to protect the inner ear. Resonant frequency external auditory canal की around 3000, tympanic membrane की 800 to 1600,000, middle ear cavity की around 800,000 and ossicular channel chain की आपकी 500 to 2000,000. Overall impact क्या है? Due to these combined resonant characteristics, the human auditory system exhibits its great sensitivity and efficient sound transmission. So up till here we are going to talk, we have actually talked about that, the mechanism of the sound wave from that external ear to middle ear and the inner ear. This mechanism of sound wave, when the mechanical energy will convert into that now into that electrical impulse that we are going to talk about in the further topic. Okay, I think this will be much understood. If there will be any doubt, you guys can ask me. Thank you.